Well, welcome to the competitive analysis training session. I'm Chris Wayne, and in this session I'm going to show you how to create an effective analysis of how you measure up to your competition, especially in terms of messaging, but also in terms of capabilities and market awareness. Now, before watching this video, you're going to need to download the competitive analysis template that's on our website. It's an Excel spreadsheet. So do your best to fill in all the blanks, and there will be a couple of example files to download and review as well. So as you do your competitive analysis, you're going to be trying to identify how your competitors are selling themselves, what they have to say about themselves. You're also going to figure out how you can compete against them. And then finally, you're going to figure out how you can win based on your own unique strengths. It's really not going to do you any good to copy what somebody else has done. You can only be you. So we're going to try to figure out how to make you unique and build off of your own strengths. So let's get started. So this is what your competitive analysis spreadsheet is going to look like when you open it. You'll notice you have columns, one for your company and then other columns to the right of it for your competitors. I have up to 10 competitors listed. You can easily add competitors as you need to. And so what you're going to do is just fill in the blanks. You have to spend time going to your competitors' websites, finding the information and filling it in here on the sheet. So one of the things I want to point out to you in case you don't know is how to add additional spaces. You notice here for other locations I have only 3 spaces. You would click here on the index number and you would hit insert, and that's going to insert a line, and you can continue to do that for as many times as you need, so you can build in as many blanks as you need. It's very simple to do. So the first item you're going to want to enter is the headquarters location for your company and for your competitors. Next line down is other locations. Just enter in if they have other manufacturing locations or maybe distribution centers, whatever you think is relevant to their ability to compete. Third down would be the years in business. You can usually find this on their website. Most people put something maybe on their homepage or their about page about how many years they've been in business. So check there. If you can't find anything, sometimes you can find an Edgar 8D financial report online that would list it, or you can go to Yahoo Finance and look up the company and it will say. You can also find like Zoom Info and Manta. Sometimes those will also have years in business. Below that is number of employees. It doesn't need to be an exact number, but you do want to get an understanding of relative company size. You may find some of your competitors are relatively small, a few employees, and you may have a couple of large ones as well. They do business differently, they compete differently, they have different concerns, and so this can help you as you build your strategy. So try to get an idea of the number of employees. Awards, certifications, organizations. You can also check from their website to see, are they ISO compliant or certified, TS, QS, AS, all the different typical certifications. You can have supplier awards, you can have chambers of commerce awards, whatever awards they have listed that are noteworthy, just take note of those. I would also say this is the place to record any patents that they have registered. You can go to uspto.gov, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office website, and you can search for patents that they may have. You can also use Google's patent search to try to see if they have any patents that have been awarded, and in some cases it can help to know if they have any patents that are about to expire. So this would be the place to include patent numbers. U.S. patent numbers always start with a U.S. If you need to know more about patents, patent law, patent applications, then don't hesitate to contact us. We can help you with that. Below that is website.grader.com. This is a website that we use to assess a website's quality, that is, its ability to be found and the ability to be used. And so there are 4 different metrics that WebsiteGrader.com uses to assess a website. So we're going to go now and take a look at WebsiteGrader.com to see how it works. Okay, so I have typed in a web address for a particular company, a manufacturer, and you can see here that the score is a 33 out of 100. Not very good. You know, I'd like to see scores that are in the 70s to 80s. That makes a lot more sense. This one can use a little bit of help. So you can see down here there are 4 different categories where they assess the website. The first one is how well does the website perform? Second one is it mobile friendly? Does it automatically scale to different types of devices that you might be using to view the website? SEO, search engine optimization. You can see that only 10 out of 30 possible points for that. There's work yet to be done for SEO. And the security. There's not anything done for the security of the website, probably specifically a secure sockets layer or SSL certificate. So what we have here is the first printout. That's the performance. You can see there's 23 out of 30 possible points. Page size looks good. Page requests looks good. And the speed that pages load at is pretty good. But as we dig deeper, we find out that there may be some page redirects that are unnecessary. There needs to be some compression of the pages so there's not quite so much information. And then we need to do some render blocking, which means you only need to render those elements that are viewable on the screen at any given time. So these are the things that need to be done for the performance side of things. Now for the mobile side, you can see here that it's not mobile friendly at all. It's not responsive to a person's device. So if you go to look at this website on a mobile device, it's not going to reformat at all. It'll probably still work, but it's very difficult to navigate. So we come down to search engine optimization, and this tells you that yes, we do have page titles, but we have these other things that still need to be done. Meta descriptions. We need headings for pages, and we need a sitemap. Having those 3 things is going to help your search engine ranking significantly. Security, there is no SSL certificate. You can purchase these on an annual basis. They're just a few $100s, and it ensures search engines and it ensures viewers to the website that it is a secure site. As you flip down further, there's a specific list of things that you should be doing to further improve the performance of your website. So from the top, be sure to go into the spreadsheet and enter in the number from each of these 4 categories for each of your competitors' websites. Okay, coming back to our spreadsheet, we're ready to look at the different industries that are served by yourself and each of your competitors. So I've listed the major industries that are typically served by most companies. We have automotive, we have aerospace, medical, pharmaceutical, construction, that would be residential and commercial industrial construction, recreation, industrial manufacturing, food, clothing and apparel, and military and government. So again, go to your competitors' websites and try to glean information for the different industries that they serve. Scrolling down just a bit, we come to the capabilities section of the spreadsheet. This is where you're going to list your capabilities and your competitors' capabilities. If you're a fab shop or a machine shop, you're going to list things like CNC machining and turning and EDM and maybe tumbling or bead blasting or powder coating. I mean, all of the different things that machine shops and fab shops do, those are the kinds of things you want to list there. But I would also suggest that you look deeper than that into customer service, on-time delivery, rapid response to quotes, 24-hour service. Think about things that are also customer-oriented, service-oriented that you can list there as a capability. One that sometimes is overlooked is the ability to upload drawings or specifications for a quote instead of having to pick up a phone and call and then email. So give some thought here to your different types of capabilities that you have to offer and try to pick that off of the various websites for your competitors. Next, we have the warranty or the guarantee. This is a very important category because people buy based on perceived risk. If they feel like it's not risky, if they feel like it's a good bet, they're going to place their order. So what you want to do is eliminate any sense of risk. And really there's no better way of doing that than offering a warranty or a guarantee. Now, for a lot of our clients who are maybe fab shops or contract manufacturers, they say we can't offer a warranty or a guarantee because we didn't design the parts. We only make what the customer tells us to make. And so in that sense, I would say, yeah, that's true. You can't guarantee, or you don't want to guarantee the performance of the part you're making, but you can guarantee the things that you do control, such as the price, the lead time, the quality of the part. You can guarantee those kinds of things, and in fact we have some past clients who are actually doing that. So go to the websites and see if you can find any warranty or guarantee language presented. In some cases, a website will list terms and conditions for purchase, and usually warranty or guarantee is listed in the terms of conditions. I want to point out here, and you're going to hear it again throughout the program, but it's particularly important to know that the warranty or the guarantee is actually a better sales tool than a customer service tool. And lots of companies, virtually every company, offers a warranty or a guarantee. They say, you know, if something doesn't work out, we promise to make it right. Well, that's a warranty or a guarantee. And yet, if you would advertise it, if you'd present it more overtly, openly, then it becomes a much more useful tool for sales than just for customer service. So think about doing that. Next on our list is website claims. Now this can be kind of mind-numbing, but you do need to go to your competitors' websites and try to pick off those things that they say about themselves. What are they proudest of? You can't say everything on the website, or you shouldn't try to. So the things they choose to say are apparently very important to them. So, you know, if you may find one that talks a lot about speed of delivery, but somebody else may focus more on customer service. Somebody else may talk more about their abilities with innovation. So try to pull those claims off the websites. I like to see the tagline or the motto that they have on their homepage, which is, you know, an interesting insight. Sometimes companies have no motto or tagline, and that makes your job a lot easier. But in some cases they do have a tagline, and it's worth taking note of it because that's what they find most important to them. In a very contested, competitive space, you can actually choose a different tagline, a different focus that will be compelling to a different segment of the market. So you can differentiate yourself here by having different types of claims than your competitors. So I would say go to their websites, pull off the claims. What do they have to say about themselves? What are they good at? What do they prefer to do? What have they done for a long time? What are they known for in the industry? And type those in. And now we come to the apparent strengths of the companies. Now, this is a little bit different from what we've done so far. So far we've pulled information off the internet. You know, companies may actually do a fantastic job of things, but a rather poor job of messaging it. And so what I want to do is get a feel for, you know, how are they actually doing in these different areas? Do they come across as being strong in a certain area or not? Do they talk a lot about responsiveness, but the things that you've learned on the website would indicate that maybe they're not quite as responsive? Or maybe they talk a lot about their range of capabilities, but you get the feel that actually some of those capabilities come from third parties and they're not actually doing everything in-house. You can get a feel for their marketing and advertising. Does it stink? Does it look polished? Are they leading edge? Do they have a strong marketing presence or not? Take note of some of those things and just note with an X in each box, is this an apparent strength for them, or does it look more like a weakness? Well, of course you want to capitalize on the weaknesses, but you can beat these guys at their game if they have strengths in these areas. It just means you're going to have to approach it in a sort of a different way. And now we come to this box that says, how can you beat this company? I want you, based on what you've found so far from your research, I want you to enter here how you think you could tackle taking this company on. What is it that you could beat them at? Where are they weakest? Do they have any blind spots? Do you see any opportunities for you to capitalize on those weaknesses and actually take advantage of them to beat them at their own game? So this takes a little bit of thought. You might want to spend some time thinking about it, and I would like for you to try to identify some way you could beat each of your competitors. And last in the spreadsheet is additional comments. So this is just a place for you to record any other insights or ideas or comments you may have from looking at these different competitors. So once you've done this, you should have a spreadsheet full of information. Having completed the spreadsheet, you'll notice I also have an opportunities page here. If you come to the opportunities page, then it gives you an opportunity here to enter in the information that you found. So, such as at the top here, it says identify areas your company and or your offerings are strongest, or where you have a strong competitive advantage. I want you to identify where are you strongest, and just type these guys in here. Next, I want you to identify areas of relative weakness, or where things should be improved in order to increase sales and profits. So the first we talk about strengths, the next we talk about weaknesses. Further down, I say which capabilities do you need to add in order to be either number 1 or number 2 in the market. It's a tough thing sometimes to be number 3 or lower. You should set your goals on being number 1 or number 2, at least in some niche markets, and we'll help you to segment later in the program. But try to identify here some things you may need to add and capabilities in order to be number 1 or number 2 in the marketplace. And then finally, is there any performance metric that seems relatively weak across the board? Is everybody doing a particularly bad job in some area? Maybe it's customer service, maybe it's distribution, maybe it's on-time delivery, who knows what it is. But is everyone pretty much doing poorly at the same thing? So these are some things that you need to type in here to give you some additional insights. And as you get into it, I also have a tab here for instructions. So this gives you a little more information on how to fill in each of the blanks. And so this concludes the training on completing the competitive analysis spreadsheet.